Good day, everyone. Welcome to the orientation session of Bamford Produce Group of Companies. You are invited to this session because there is some important information you need to know before starting the job. We hope this orientation will help you understand the company better and get familiar with some practices you have to know. In this session, we will learn the company's history and what we do, our mission, the company's value, our HRIS payroll system, performance review mechanisms, attendance, schedules and breaks, disciplinary procedures, specific etiquette at work, and finally, frequently asked questions for new hires. In the next 4 slides, you are going to learn about the company's history and what each company does under the Bamford corporate umbrella. Bamford Produce has a long history tracing back to 1881. It started from a small farm business and grew to a big corporate that owns 3 companies operating collectively. Our business covers farming and agriculture, supply chain and logistics, warehouse distribution, produce importing and exporting, wholesaling, packaging, and manufacturing. We are proud to be the industry leader in the produce sector and to be the only produce food service distributor with stalls at the Ontario Food Terminal. To speak further, Bamford Produce Company does food service distributions, serving local restaurants, sports centers, school boards, and so on, while Freshline Foods provides fresh-cut fruits and vegetable packages to retailers. Fresh Advancements does a lot of importing and exporting and serves as a wholesaler to local retail grocery groups. All 3 companies operate collectively as strategic partners and feed our community. In all, we have more than 500 team members working together with you. If you want to understand the history of our companies more, please feel free to explore our websites. It is crucial for everyone to understand our company's mission and values to fit into the team better. Customers are important. If we do not take care of our customers, someone else will. The company is focused on delivering outstanding customer service, though at the same time, we commit to recruiting, training, rewarding, and retaining a competent workforce. We also value most of our greatest assets, you. The company has an open door policy to discuss your career progression and opportunities. Lastly, we accept and embrace changes as long as it's beneficial to you and the company. We also like to identify our core values: health and safety, customer satisfaction, teamwork, open communication, and diversity. Health and safety are of the utmost importance. The company has a strong health and safety policy and a designated JHSC team to enforce the safety standards. We encourage every employee to report the violation of the safety policy to management. Customer satisfaction is what drives us. You are required to be professional at all times when talking to a customer. Please don't be shy to ask for help. Your colleagues and supervisors are always here to support your success. Should you have any concerns at work, feel free to bring them up. We have an open door policy and an anonymous whistle box installed next to the Quality Assurance Office. As for diversity, we are fostering an all-inclusive workforce and everyone should feel welcomed, regardless of race, religious beliefs, sexual identities, and sexual orientation. In the next few slides, we will learn about an important HR payroll system together. The current platform we use is called ADP Workforce Now, and it grants many self-service features. You will have digital access to the following information: pay statements, company policies, employee handbook, vacation personal day entitlements, training documents, forms required for the benefit registration, benefit brochures, company news and announcements, tax forms, your attendance status synchronized with the clock, the ability to change your personal contact, including phone, address, and bank account, and many more. After you return all requested documents listed on the welcome page, you will receive an email to register an account on ADP Self-Service. You will need the registration code in the email to create a username and password. Once you have created your account, you will be able to view your pay statements by navigating to the top bar where it says Myself, and then by clicking Pay followed by Pay Statements. You will also be able to view all of the company policies by navigating to the top bar where it says Resources, and then by clicking Company Information followed by Company Policies. To view the Employee Handbook, you will need to navigate to the homepage, and then under Forms, you will see an Employee Handbook option that you will be able to click on. Finally, if you ever need to take time off or view your outstanding balances, you can navigate to the top bar where it says Myself, and then click Time Off followed by My Time Off. You may want to get some feedback to ensure you are doing the job correctly, and our performance management mechanism is plain. Please note that performance management does not always indicate a pay adjustment. However, we do reward outstanding performances. The first formal review takes place upon completion of the probation period, usually 3 months for a full-time employee who works more than 35 hours a week. Your direct supervisor will give you feedback if you have passed the probation period or not. In most cases, you will be eligible to enroll in the company paid benefit plan should you pass the probation period. The supervisor would conduct an informal feedback on a quarterly and yearly basis to provide you with the performance feedback. Regular and on-time attendance is the fundamental requirement to make your employment status in good standing. If you are required to use the attendance clock to track the paid hours, please ensure to do it on time and accurately, otherwise it may cause a pay discrepancy. You can always check your attendance data on the ADP homepage to avoid any errors, and you should report to the supervisor immediately should you catch any time card exceptions. You will be assigned to a 30-minute unpaid meal break if your shift is more than 5 hours a day, and additionally, the company will provide at least one 15-minute paid break if you work more than 8 hours on a regular basis. Please note that all break times will be assigned by your supervisor unless you are offered the flexibility to arrange your own break schedule. In the next 2 slides, we would like to introduce the company's progressive disciplinary procedures. We acknowledge that mistakes and errors happen at work, and there are some days you may not be 100% yourself. However, repeated errors and misconduct will be addressed. In most cases, we have 5 steps. Informal verbal counseling, when your manager gives you some negative feedback about a performance or work behavior, verbal warning, written warning, suspension with no pay, and lastly, the termination of employment. However, the company may skip some procedures depending on the nature and severity of the misconduct. For example, if the misconduct is a health and safety violation or workplace bullying related, the company needs to assess the situation seriously before disciplinary action is determined. If your supervisor is having a conversation with you following the disciplinary procedure, we would like to remind you to take that seriously in case it builds up to the last step. Now we would like to educate you on a few specific etiquettes at work to help with your transition. Teamwork is powerful and important. We expect everyone to work together and build a strong team. In return, if you have any questions or challenges on the job, don't be shy and ask for help. We are cultivating a non-discrimination environment. Please keep in mind that unfair treatment, discrimination, and harassment of any kind will not be tolerated, and you are encouraged to report such actions to your supervisor or the Human Resources Department. Please be reminded that sometimes jokes can be hurtful as well, especially when they are related to gender, age, sexual orientation, sexual identity, etc. Do not make such jokes at work. Your dedication to work is of the utmost importance to keep our business running. The company hopes that you show up on time, are reliable, and follow the set rules and regulations at the workplace. Protect the company's reputation. We understand it is a free world and everyone has the freedom to speak. However, it is a humble request that you do not advocate negative comments about the company in public media or social media channels. If you are not happy about certain practices, we are open to hearing you out. Though bad-mouthing the company publicly will be addressed by progressive disciplinary actions up to and including termination. Behavior requirements. No gambling, smoking, drinking, or using substances will be tolerated in the workplace. We have a strict policy, impairment at work, to address this further. If anyone requires accommodations on this matter, please follow the procedures outlined in the policy. Also, do not argue or fight with customers or colleagues. If a conflict situation occurs, you are required to contact supervisor support immediately. As we wrap up this orientation session, please ensure you have returned all of the documents listed on this slide to the HR department before you leave today. We also have provided a company directory on these next two slides, which include most of the department heads. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out at any time. This directory can be found on our ADP homepage as well. Now we will discuss some frequently asked questions. Regarding pay frequency, Fresh Advancements Inc. receives pay weekly every Friday. Bamford Produce Company Ltd. receives pay bi-weekly every other Friday. And Freshline Foods Ltd. also receives pay bi-weekly every other Friday. In terms of vacation entitlements and paid personal days, this will be outlined in the employment offer, employment handbook, or the union agreement if applicable. Finally, regarding employee benefits, there is usually a 3 months waiting period unless waived in your contract. The registration form and coverage brochure are uploaded to the ADP homepage. Thank you everyone for your time during this orientation session and welcome on board.